So the snow has all melted, and temperature back to like we had a few 40 degrees and 50-degree days, and now today's a rainy day. And some people have asked me like, "Hey, you got gravel. What happens when the birds poop and all?" And I told them like when it rains, it washes away everything. And here's a perfect example. I'm just wanna show you how my gravel look. Only problem with using these metal gravel is that I walk on it, birds walk on it, and over a period of time, you will need to add more because they go low to the ground. But you might have poops at one point, but when it rains, everything washes off. But if you don't have like some people have fly pins where uh, they cover the roof of the fly pins. So if you don't have it, then you might need to use a hose or something and clean it down. But I usually put some bath water every time it rains because birds like to take a bath in the rain. So they were taking a bath. So me getting closer might have caused them to fly away. And here's my other loft. Excuse me, other loft. I just do it from outside. Look, the same thing with over there too. You could see the gravel is all cleaned up, and the birds love taking a bath. Especially after all the snow, I put some bath water. Everybody jumped in. It was still cold, but they still like taking a bath. There's a young roller from actually born towards the end of December over there. And if you look at the tail is slowly growing up. I cut the tails and wings because it was sitting in a perch where some of the birds were swooping on it and it was getting dirty, and I clipped them and slowly growing back. And I know some of you have asked me about videos about the inside of my loft. Give me a few weeks because as soon as it warm up more, I think like by middle of March, end of March, I'll be able to clean my coops, and because my coops could use some cleaning. I haven't cleaned it because of the winter, and once it cleans up, I would do a video of the loft, what the inside looks like, my nesting compartments and all. Excuse me. And also, somebody have asked me about my feed, what kind of feed I use, and I would do a video about the feed too. What are the different grains and stuff that I use, and my treats and all I give to my birds. But I'm so glad that the temperature warmed up, and it rained really heavy over here, and I hate my backyard when it rains because it turns into a swamp. Because my backyard is kind of a slope, and the loft is way towards the end of the slope, so the water kind of stays in that part. And luckily, I have my loft sitting on the top of like concrete blocks, so it's above the ground. I wish it was a little bit more taller, but maybe when I build my new lofts later on, I would completely make it different. Because these lofts were built with whatever I can think on the top of my head. I didn't have a good plan, but I have a great plan for my future lofts, how I want them, and it'll be way more nicer and more presentable too. I have seen a lot of people's loft and they look very nice, and compared to their loft, my loft looks terrible. So that is one of my goals, to have a better, nicer loft. From what I heard, excuse me, we're gonna have rain all day today. So I hope it quits today because if it continues to rain, we might even get flooded over here. It warms up. It warmed up quite a bit. That every the birds are in a kind of a breeding mindset now. If I don't, if I don't put any bath water, like how that bird was laying down, kind of like doing like a rain, rain bath. It was enjoying it. It would do that. So everybody would sit down and do that. So as soon as I see them like laying down with their wings spread out, enjoying the rain, I put the bath water, and then next thing you know, everybody jumps in and take a bath. And see, some people have asked me, like, what do I use as a bath container? These are basically like the trash can lids I have. Um, I was looking for something for a bath container, and I was at this local hardware store, and I asked them whether they would sell the trash can lids, and the guy said, yeah, why not? So I was able to buy some of them. I bought them like a long time ago. I don't think they would just sell the lids by themselves right now, but you could buy like some kind of small plastic tub or uh, plastic container. That would work. It shouldn't be like too deep. It should be pretty deep enough for them to stand in there. Or if it's a little bit deep, drop like a few bricks in there so that they can step on it and get out. Because sometimes they get so scared if the water is kind of deep, and they might hesitate to jump. Or if you have any kind of fancy birds like Indian fantails and all, they might sometimes even get, if it is too deep, won't be able to get out, and they can drown and die. It's still raining. My phone is getting wet now. And some guys just like him, he don't want to jump in the bathwater. He might just sit like that and spread his wings out and enjoy the rain like that. If you haven't given them bath water in a while, like especially when it snowed and all, I didn't give them bath water, and then once I put in, it was like a disaster. Everybody flew and tried to jump into the bathtub and try to get a bath. There was too much commotion going on. But I like during when the temperature is warm, every other day I give them bath water, and they're used to it. They will come and take a bath straight away, and which is a good thing, like to keep them clean and get the dust off their body, and they enjoy it too. So it's a good thing for their feather condition too. So And another thing too is like look at that water. It's a little bit dirty right now. I might like maybe 30 minutes or an hour later I would dump it out and put fresh water. And something about fresh water, it triggers them. They would again, everybody would come back and take a bath too. The rain is coming down pretty hard. It was raining real hard this morning. Like anytime when you see the gravel being super clean, it's a sign that we have pretty good rain. You see that poop, that is a poop from today, but usually, like you might have poop like that, and when it rains heavily, it would all wash it away. So the gravel is a great thing, and you know, you just need to add more from time to time because as you walk on, as the birds walk on them, it just goes deeper to the ground. This was a youngster that I was talking earlier about, like I trimmed the tails and flights and it's slowly going back. Look, another guy who was basking in the rain now he's back in the tub taking his bath. I might need to wind it up because my phone is getting really wet and I just want to give a quick update. But yeah, I would post more videos about as soon as I clean the loft, inside of the loft, my breeding, the nest balls, what I use for nesting material. Then I will post another video about the feed, what I give them as feed, what kind of treats I give them. I'll do a video about that too. But it's just nothing too much going on over here. Just a rainy day, and I'm glad the weather is warmed up and no more worrying about water freezing and things of that nature. Well, I hope everybody is doing well. Stay safe.